It is Media Day across the River States Conference for men's soccer. Giving you the story here at the University of Rio Grande. I'm Randy Payton, the Sports Information Director. We're joined by head coach Scott Morrissey and Justin Jimenez, a senior midfielder on this year's squad. And Coach, we'll start with you. Pick number one in the preseason, and not your first rodeo. I'm sure that you're chomping at the bit to get at it and going again.
Yeah, we've had a week so far, and all signs are that from where we were at a year ago to where we're at today, we're light years ahead of where we were, and excited to get started. And just, it's not where they pick you, it's where you finish. And so we'll wait and see if everybody's right at the end of the season.
Last year you finished 12-5-1. You see the season end with, I guess, a bit of a controversial overtime loss to the University of the Cumberlands. And, you did make another national tournament appearance. That's where that loss came. But still, that's one of those deals where kind of a sour taste in your mouth at the end of the season. Does that make you want to get started with this one even more? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, we've you look at the last two seasons, the 23 season and 24, and we get bounced in the, whatever the round is, the second round. Don't get to the final site, and our goal is always to get to not only a final site, but a deep run at the final site to get to a Final Four, and we've fallen short the last 2 years. And last season was nothing more than a very, very slow start due to what we thought was very poor preparation prior to arrival for preseason. So we think we've rectified that.
Justin, what's your thoughts? The way that last season ended, kind of the same question that I asked Coach. Does it make you want to get going with this season to try to flush that out of your system? Or is it already gone?
Well, actually, I came here in my first year. We set the bar too high, went to national semifinal. So I thought maybe the next one we're going to win it, or maybe the next one, but it wasn't the case. So I feel pretty excited this year, because we're starting with the conditioning, the fitness-wise. We're pretty solid compared to last year, that only 5 players passed the fitness test. This year, everybody's committed, so I think we're pretty strong on it.
Coach, we mentioned trying to make a 25th consecutive trip to the national tournament. You've got one scrimmage under your belt. How'd that go? Has preseason gone the way that you thought it would, or has it gone even better?
Well, like Justin was saying, a year ago we had maybe 4 or 5 guys pass the fitness test, and this year we had everybody but one pass the fitness test. So it's already a success based on everyone's preparation. We've had one exhibition game, and I thought we played very well, but there's tons of room for improvement. Right. We got a ton of new faces. The one thing I will say is, everybody comes and shows up and trains hard. There's no questioning. There's no complaints. There's just get your head down, work hard. And the group, it's a different feel from what it was a year ago, for sure.
Harry Walsh back, I guess, to play one more year, second team all-conference pick last year. You've got Justin back among the returners. Kind of talk about, you mentioned there's a whole lot of new faces, but there are, I guess, a little bit of a group of guys to build around who are already here.
Yeah, I mean, Justin's, obviously our team captain, and, he's kind of a leader by example. I mean, when you talk about fitness and training and his preparation, he leads the way. Harry Walsh, he decided he wanted to come back and play his final season, and 2 welcomed additions to guys that have played a considerable amount over the course of the last 2 seasons. And then we do have some other familiarity with Matthias in the goal, a couple of young guys that have returned. Esteval, Goncalves, he's done very well. He's fit. He passed the fitness test, which was a bonus. But like I said, I mean, everybody that's come in has passed it except one player. And so with that being said, it sets the bar for, much higher expectations. A year ago, we're going into the start of our season and playing all the big boys in and around the NAIA, and we started out 1-4-1, and rightfully so. Just weren't fit enough and weren't prepared.
We talk about returning players. How about some new faces? You mentioned there are a bunch of them on this year's team.
Yeah, there's a ton of new faces. I could talk about all of them. I think one of the newcomers that comes from a junior college, has had experience in this country playing, Taichi Nagama, very good player. We expect big things from him. Philip Makawa from Blinn College, another junior college transfer. So guys that have some experience already playing collegiate soccer to begin with, and guys that have passed the fitness test with flying colors, and certainly will be called upon to contribute in a big way. And then some other newcomers, some of the new boys that have shown up. Everybody has kind of checked the boxes up to this point.
Justin, Coach kind of touched on it there a minute ago, but tell me about what's the chemistry been like thus far since you guys started your preseason workouts?
It's comparable to last year. Like, in a way, last year, like, I think there were like two separate groups. I mean, and you as a captain, you don't want that, even though you try. And this year, it's just like a group of guys that they all have like the hunger, the commitment. Everybody's like willing to listen. I think personally, like, everybody can play. Like, there's like 2 or 3 options in every position. So I think we're good in that, and we feel like comfortable.
Is soccer a sport where it's a little easier to mix in new guys maybe than it would be in other sports?
Yeah, I think so. For example, I was talking to Coach, and I told him, like, we've been training for 4 or 5 days, but it feels like we've been together for a month. And that's like the chemistry you talk about. Like, it's as easy as we don't speak all the same language, but
right.
you just throw a ball and you understand each other. It's easy as that.
Coach, talk about the schedule. I know you always try to play as top quality a schedule as possible. What's it look like this year?
Yeah, as far as the non-conference schedule, for sure. I mean, we've got Lindsey Wilson, Bethel of Indiana, Grace, the University of the Cumberlands, Indiana Wesleyan. I'm trying to think who else. I know we go to the St. Xavier Trinity Christian right out of the gate. The non-conference schedules, I mean, we're playing probably one of the best non-conference schedules of any team in the country. So, we may find ourselves 1-5-1 again or whatever it was, but, it won't be because we haven't played anybody. So we're really excited about that.
Last thing before we let you guys go, kind of scout the conference a little bit. I mean, is it the same typical players at the top of the list that it normally is?
I'd say so, and Midway's brought in a new coach. I think Midway will be very, very good. Stewart is a guy that's been around the block. He'll do very well there. Everybody else has improved. There's been improvement of every team in the conference over the last 2 seasons, so I expect nothing but better from every single team. So it'll be a challenge.
Well, there you go. There's the word on men's soccer for the 2025 season here at the University of Rio Grande here on River States Conference Media Day.